Native people, Native culture, Native knowledge. Hi, I'm Jeannie Green, bringing you award-winning Heartbeat Alaska.
Bringing you national and international Native news, this is award-winning Heartbeat Alaska, the premier Native voice in Native programming.
There's a heartbeat, louder than thunder, revolution is in the air. There's a heartbeat deep inside our mother. Are you too cool to care?
Now, with Heartbeat Alaska, here's Jeannie Green.
Hello, welcome to Heartbeat Alaska, Native News and Native Entertainment. I'm Jeannie Green. Hello to our viewers in the state of Minnesota. Got a telephone call from Jen Hewitt. She lives in Minneapolis and watches Heartbeat Alaska over the Minneapolis Television Network. Nice to have you with us. And nice to have you with us as well. Well, this weekend is the weekend of the Fur Rendezvous Alaska Native Art Sale. We'll have all those stories plus much more. Don't go away.
Heartbeat Alaska would like to thank the following sponsors for making our show possible. Brown's Electric. Thank you, Brown's Electric, for your generous support. Heartbeat Alaska is also brought to you by Frontier Flying Service. Thank you, Frontier, for getting Heartbeat Alaska airborne.
Heartbeat Alaska is made possible by Kupik Carlisle Transportation, your full-service transportation and logistics company.
A real treat during the Fur Rendezvous festivities is the opportunity to buy Native arts and crafts.
I'm Linda Duran. I'm Choctaw Apache tribe. My tribe is located in northern Louisiana. I do portrait dolls. I sculpt out of clay and try to depict the figures of different cultures around Alaska as well as Lower 48.
The Anchorage Fur Rendezvous race may have been canceled due to lack of snow, but there are so many festivities to attend. One of my favorites, the annual Native Arts and Crafts Sale at the Dimond Mall. This is one event that must not be missed.
Well, I sculpt their features out of clay, and then it's a soft sculpture body, and some are feathers, some are leather, fabric. I just gather materials wherever I can find them. Some are on whalebone bases. Let's see. I use wool for the hair, and each one is different. I don't use any molds for, no faces are reproduced. I get my inspirations from the people. I want to try to show feeling in people of all ages, specifically natives.
Hi, my name is Sarah Tweet. I'm from Teller, Alaska originally. I live here in Anchorage now, and I've been making these dolls since 1974. And this year I've started using the polar bear trim on my dolls. And I make cuspucks and baby slippers.
My name is Joanne Swanson, and I'm from, I live in Koyuk. I'm originally from Shaktoolik, and my father is from Yunlapit. I've been painting seriously since 1997. I really enjoy it, and the paints that I use are watercolor mainly, and at some point in the future I would like to use oils and acrylics and other kinds of media. The inspiration for the two girls one of them petting the puppy came from, of course, from my daughter, Annalie, with one of her. I painted this from using a photograph. The lady on the right, I was inspired by the design of the tusks on the parka and by the ivory beads, especially the Russian trade beads. I try to depict peace and serenity, and I think I may have captured it. This painting here is of the Unalakleet Covenant Church building, which was built in 1906. This painting I did last spring. I really enjoyed doing this. It was a real challenge because I used one photograph. It's mainly glazes of color, which is putting down one paint, allowing it to dry, and then adding another color on the top, and just building. This print of barrel, I used about 7 or 8 different photographs, and I was given permission by Bill Hess, who is an Alaskan photographer. I went to Barrow a couple of springs ago, and I really enjoyed the whaling festival that they had there. This berry spray is probably my second print. I love to pick berries. This is probably one of the favorite prints that a lot of women, Native women, like. It's of berries, of course, and I love to pick berries. Salmon berries, blueberries, blackberries, high bush cranberries. And I really like the thought of going out with my daughter to pick berries, and that was what inspired me. I really like what they call movement in this particular painting because it captures your eye, and your eye is able to move to different parts of the painting. The hunter is in a kayak. He's holding a spear
My name's
and just
John
ready
Boone,
to throw
and
it.
I work with specialize in marine mammal products, which is sea otters and harbor seal. And I do harvest all of the products myself, and then I make different things: coats, blankets, hats, teddy bears. And it's a very nice thing to be in. I'm kind of cornering the market for myself, which is nice. On the average time for doing a hat is 3 to 4 hours, but I've had to redesign it. Traditionally, it used to be 8 to 12 hours, but I redesigned the patterns, and now I took out a lot of the labor. And my kids make these toys, these seals, and the teddy bears. They're 9 and 13 years old. And I do make chair covers, blankets. This will be a blanket when it's all finished. This is only half of the blanket here. So I don't know if you can see it, but we just had one shown in an international fur show.
My name is Caroline Pinay from Savonga. And hi to Alak, Oma, my mom, Imriun, and everybody from Savonga. Those are caribou antlers, made up caribou antlers, and what do you call them, ivory and belly, and caribou antlers. Is this the end? Huh? Is that a tool? Those are a letter opener. This is what I don't have at the dolls. Just take orders with.
Hi, my name is Janice Paniak. This is my daughter Jadrian, my grandma, and my mom. We're the 4 generations from Chivak, Alaska, and we make native dolls. And right there in the front, my daughter and my grandma was in the Tundra Drums paper. And we're going to teach my daughter how to make these native dolls. And most of our dolls are made out of seal skin and wild fur and fabric. And all the faces are made out of seal skin, and the boots are made out of seal skin. And they come with their own stories too. Yeah. My mom and my grandma make stories to go with the dolls. She's telling the story about how her dolls, this doll right here is going ice picking and gonna is at the tip of the ocean going dip netting and checking out some fishes and stuff. So just, this doll is making a hole in the ocean for an ice hole fishing.
My name is Rosabelle Rexford. I'm from Barrow, Alaska, and these snow shirt pull-ons are made by my sister, which I can also do the same. If you're really at one, you can finish one in a couple hours for one pull-on. And the others, the yo-yos, are made by our friends. The white ones are with the polar bear trimmings, and the others are with Wolverine and sealskin Alaskan yo-yos. These snow shirt pull-ons come in different sizes from 10 to 20.
Hello, I'm Janie Nungasak Snyder, and Utkarvingmu, Barrow. I live at North Pole. I make atihiluks in Bethel area. That's Barrow language, atihiluk. See, Bethel area, they call them kuspaks. I usually use about 4 yards of material in each, any size I make, and I try to match the kubaks, the trimming, on every one of my atihiluks, and I make from 10, 12 to size 20 or 22. Hello, Repsi, Utkarvingmu.
My name is Edna Savik. I have some masks here, some hats and gloves, mittens, slippers, yo-yos. This is all the stuff my mom makes. She also makes kuspuks, parkies, and stuff to order. And here I'm making some little girls' barrettes. I always see people have big barrettes and nothing for little girls, so I thought I'd make little girls stuff. And my mom makes little mukluks and hats, beaver hats. These masks are made of leather and just stuff that you can find. She's very creative. Her name is Sarah Sarich. She's from Deering. These are snow machine mittens, extra long so they can fit over your jacket for inside. Gloves she just made today. I don't even know how much they are. I'll have to call her and ask.
Heartbeat Alaska is sponsored in part by Chugach Alaska Corporation.
One of the most popular segments on Heartbeat Alaska are the Native American music videos and the Canadian music videos. Here's one of our most favorite
sun is up, day is on. Look for me, I'll be gone, 'cause today's the day I'm gonna see him again. He's an Indian cowboy in the rodeo, and I'm just another little girl who loves him so. He's an Indian cowboy in the rodeo, and I'm just another little girl who loves him so. Hey, once he stopped and talked to me, I found out how dreams can be, with a big white smile and a big black hat. He's an Indian cowboy in the rodeo, and I'm just another little girl who loves him so. He's an Indian cowboy in the rodeo, and I'm just another little girl who loves him so. Hey, the sun is up, the day is on. Look for me, Mama, I'll be gone, 'cause today's the day I'm gonna see him again. An Indian cowboy in the rodeo, and I'm just another little girl who loves him so. He's an Indian cowboy in the rodeo, and I'm just another little girl who loves him so. Twice world champion powwow singers, Stony Park, Alberta.
Miss Buffy Sainte-Marie.
He was singing and I was a dancer to the heartbeat drum, hey ah, oh. Long summer nights, falling in love. Don't ever wanna part, don't ever wanna say goodbye.
because I don't want to get a disease.
I have a future ahead of me, and I don't want to mess up my life.
If my husband asks me if he's a first, I want to say yes.
Because I respect myself. I have so much going for me. A child would only slow me down.
I'm trying to break a cycle.
Sex is a very special thing I only want to share with one person.
There are too many consequences.
STDs.
The union between two people.
I would always regret it.
I'm protecting my heart.
Waiting doesn't make you less of a man.
I'm waiting because it's the most precious gift I can give.
There are two sides to a man. One side is the animal, nothing but selfish pleasure. You know, the kind of man that leaves women and children alone. But the other side, now that's honorable. It's a part of you that desires to do what's right and always do your best. When you make a decision to wait to have sex, you've chosen honor. You've chosen not to expose anyone to pregnancy or disease. Because you're more than just sperm and child support. You're a man, not animal or honorable. What side controls you?
Dad, Mom, I want you to be proud of me. Tell me what you expect when it comes to sex.
When it comes to sex, I need you to talk seriously with me, but I also need you to listen to me. I need you to help me with the words I need to say no.
No. I need an out.
There is just no way I can make you really understand how often sex comes up.
How much pressure is there? It's constant.
It's constant.
It's constant.
And most of all, you need to know that the pressure's on me already.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Do you have an innie or an outie?
Any all the way, dude.
I have an innie.
I got one.
Okay.
This is really nasty, though.
Okay.
Would you guys rather
Go for it,
eat like a maggot-filled pie or go to school completely naked?
Naked. Hey, you know what would be funny? I don't want if someone like pierced their outie.
When I smoked, it was tough just taking a walk or even exercising. Dancing was difficult. Sometimes just taking a breath was hard. Now that I don't smoke, I feel a lot better. It wasn't easy to quit smoking, but it's made a huge difference in my life. Jay Taktusane, we can do it.
Brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alaska, Merck, and Alaska Native Tribal Health Consortium.
Chief Dietitian for the Southeast Alaska Regional Health Consortium, Libby Watanabe, took us to the home of Isabella Brady to learn more about the Tlingit people's native foods.
Half smoked sockeye here.
We've got herring eggs here.
Fish heads.
High in those wonderful omega-3 fatty acids. Beach asparagus. This is packed with vitamin A. I usually encourage them to try the plate method. Half of the plate is filled up with vegetables, a quarter of it with a high-protein food source like the smoked sockeye salmon, and then a quarter of it with a grainy or a starchy food item. You just feel so good when you eat these kinds of foods. You know, when you go out to get these foods, it helps you form tighter bonds with your friends and your family that you work on these foods with. It's just a very enjoyable way of life.
To have a little fun, going up Crooked Creek, going in the world, going up Crooked Creek, see my girl.